Welcome back to another episode of the Fiend Zone here on Horror Fiend TV. I've had this movie in the back of my mind for a while now, and yes, I decided let's talk about it because there's certain films that we get a chance to talk about, and there's certain films that we forget to talk about. This is one in particular because I am a huge supporter of independent filmmakers, and I like the fact that we get to see some of them that actually make it. Now, let's go back in time 6 years ago when in 2017, Alberto Corredo, who's a director, along with Lycan Riley, created this short film with a 15-minute duration called Baghead. In that film, we had a character, Kevin, who was dealing with grief and had a lot of questions that only the deceased could answer. So he decides to meet with this entity, this witch called Baghead, who had the ability to shape change into the deceased and, well, let you talk to them and ask them whatever question you have. Now, let's fast forward 6 years later when the producers of It and Barbarian decided to give Alberto a little bit more, and he came out with this one.
My dad. He died. My dad owned this place. I don't have any memories with him. This is all I have right now.
If you're watching this, then I'm already dead. You're the one thing that stands between her and the outside world.
What is that?
Come out, wherever you are.
Iris. We shouldn't be here.
You cannot let her out of the basement.
So, in this adaptation of Baghead, we have Iris, played by Freya Allan, who learns that her father recently passed away. Now, they had a strange relationship, and she finds out that her father actually owns a pub. So, after being tempted constantly to sign over the property of somebody else, well, Iris decides to keep it and signs the deed. But what she did not realize was that by signing the deed, not only did she inherit the property, but she inherited what lived in the basement. Now, what is that exactly? Well, her father exploited Baghead by allowing people to give $2,000 for 2 minutes to talk to the recently deceased. Now, it's a great concept for a film, and I enjoyed this concept because it felt different. But there are many things in this film that tear basically the horror community. Either you like the film or you hate the film, which has been a growing trend in us horror fans, especially me. I'll be honest, it's films I hate. But besides that, it is an interesting concept. Iris is a very good character. Now, in this film, we meet Neil, who's played by Jeremy Irvin, who wants to visit Baghead. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into every single thing about this film because I do want you to watch this film. I'm trying to keep this a spoiler free episode. Everything I've told you, you can see in the trailer. Don't watch the trailer because Ricky Grimes will come after you if he finds out you watch trailers. But the character Neil kind of gives you more background into the character of the Baghead. Now, what I like about this film was cinematography, once again, beautiful. I love the lighting in this film. I love the sense of isolation. So, what we also learn about is when Iris signed the deed, she cannot leave. She's trapped in the house, which you'll see later on in the film, her father explained. This film has an interesting character that can be built upon. And that is my one knock on this film. I wanted to see more background of the Baghead character because you do get a certain background of the character, which watch the film, you'll see exactly what it is. Yes, I told you it's a witch, so there is tied to witchcraft, but you do get a very good character that you wanted to learn more of the background. By learning more, I'm saying flashbacks. Show us what this character went through. Show us a little bit more about this character. Now, the way the film finishes, just like any, you know, horror movie, you wonder if there's going to be a sequel, but the door is left open to the sequel. So let me ask you a question, though. Seriously, if you had an entity living in your basement, would you exploit it for profit? I mean, what happens when you try to control evil? Eventually, evil finds a way to fight back. That is basically what this film is about. It is about, once again, horror trope decisions. The decisions you make are the decisions that will affect whatever outcome is in the movie. And this one has an interesting outcome. But like I said, I'm not going to get into it because I want you to watch it. So you're probably wondering, what is my score for this one? Well, if you watch us in Three Corners of Horror, if you know how we usually score a film, it's 1 through 5. 1 being the film was bad, 5 being the film is perfect. I'm going to give this one a 3. Now, the cinematography, the directing, everything was beautiful in this film. I wanted more from the story. I'm a story guy, especially the way this film was done. It is a story driven film. I wanted more storyline. I wanted more background into Baghead. This film still has potential. And I know my gut feeling is that there will be a sequel to this film because there's potential for a franchise in this character. Now, for all you people who want jump scares, this film kind of lacks the jump scares, but the transformations that happen in this film are done very, very well. Where is this film currently streaming? Well, you could watch it on Shudder. So yes, it's 3 out of 5 for me. Wanting more, Alberto Corredor, like and Riley, hit us up with another one because I know you have part 2 in the back of your head, and I definitely will support and would watch what else you got coming as far as a character Baghead. Now, like I said, it's on Shudder. Watch it. Let me know what you think. So yes, this is JR for the Fiend Zone Baghead 2023. Like, share, subscribe, and there will be more Fiend Zones coming your way because, like I said, there's certain films that we do not get the opportunity to review, whether it's on Three Corners of Horror or our separate shows. But there's always one that entices you that you want to watch and talk about. So this was one for me. So let me know what you think and enjoy your weekend. This is JR. Peace.